Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of Cubealicious. Actually, it's the first episode of Cubealicious, but the second episode that we recorded because we brainstormed the name shortly after we finished the last one. Brennon came up with some pretty good ones, most of them involving dragons and wenches, but we kept it a little simpler than that. I'm Sam. I like Cube, and that's Brennon.
Hello,
He
everybody.
likes Cube too,
I
guess.
do.
Okay. So,
Otherwise, I wouldn't be making a podcast about it.
um, yeah, no. Favorite format now. I can't even stand anything else but Cube. It's a weird world we live in. Sorry for the delay. Like we recorded the last one before the Kaladesh pre-release. But that Sunday, somebody brought plague into the store, and we've all been sick from it. And then Brendan had a busy week last week, so
Yeah, unfortunately.
unfortunately, every week is busy. But
Huh. Yeah.
this time we're going to do some crack-a-packs. We're actually going to crack 4 different cubes worth of packs because we've been busy bees. We're also going to try to be a little more descriptive on some of the stuff because I didn't realize Mr. Brennan was going to upload to iTunes. And so it's only fair if anybody's actually listening to this as a podcast. We might not do much more than Crack a Pack and kind of update people on what's going on. So
That makes sense.
Crack a Pack, and then we'll do our like updated weeks or half of a month or whatever, and then we'll crack a couple more packs. So
Okay, sounds good to me.
the first one we're going to crack is Brennan's new cube, the Invasion of Tarkir. Yes, Brennan lost his mind over the weekend, and he said, "What if I combined invasion block cards with Cons of Tarkir cards, and not only invasion block cards, but only Cons and Fate Reforged, no dragons,
Right?
no dragons of Tarkir, and then no heroes."
Well, no, it's basically no actual dragons, like the elder dragons and whatnot from Tarkir. None of those, because here's my Vorthosi explanation for this cube. In Invasion, Plane Shift, and
Apocalypse.
Yes. It's the whole thing where Wrath is being overlaid onto Dominaria. And then eventually we get creatures with shadow and all that good stuff. But anyway, my what if scenario here is what if Dominaria and Tarkir, something happened and they were kind of overlaid onto each other. The invasion, the Phyrexian invasion wouldn't have happened, so no Phyrexians in this, nor would Fate Reforged going back in time and fixing it so there's dragons happen. Now, some of the cards, what I did is I picked replacement cards because I went 3-2-1-1 for the format, meaning 3 of each common, 2 of each uncommon, and 1 rare, 1 mythic. But to keep it more interesting, I replaced a lot of the commons and added some rares and whatnot from the invasion block. And I think they come together pretty well. I tried to keep the themes because I really liked Cons of Tarkir Limited. Basically just 3 packs of cons. And I don't know. We'll put the link in the show notes and you guys can tell us what you think. But I kind of like it. And if you haven't seen the video, you should see it where he's scrolling through. Sam is. So that's the gist of this cube. And I've left the log of my changes complete. I haven't taken anything out. So if you want to go back and deconstruct or find out what I replaced what with, have fun.
Yeah, I've seen. This is, I think, what I'm looking through right now is like the 4th permeation of it.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But it's very wedgy, which I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
You kept kind of honest to the wedge theme, so that's pretty fun. And you've pulled in some stuff that's like good utilitarian stuff, like prisms.
Yep.
From either set, but are really good, like fixing.
Right.
And you don't mind having like a bunch of them in the cube, basically.
Right, and I try to get ones that drew a card for the most part, and also each basic land in the packs. I designed the pack so if you do it on Cube Tutor, you actually get every land is one of these gain lands. So there's one in every pack. And then I had to go through and I did it with tags. I labeled a bunch of stuff. I had to label it common, uncommon, rare, so that it would sort it properly, because sometimes things are in here as uncommon, but they're not really.
And with 541 cards, that was a pretty fun afternoon for Brennon.
Yeah, it took so much time.
He was emailing me updates hour 7, giving up hope.
Right.
Okay, so here's the pack.
Okay, here's the pack.
Oh, we didn't get the game land. No, I'm joking.
It's there. It's Tranquil Cove.
Tranquil Cove, and the rare is Ivory Tusk Fortress.
Yeah. These are on the cusp of being removed. I do not like them.
You don't really have much choice with the wedge cards that you have to run.
Yeah.
Of them. I mean, there's
It's
just
true.
not a bunch of wedge throughout the history of Magic, and that's the problem.
Right, because Ivory Tusk Fortress 2, Abzan, is that right?
Yep.
White, black, green. Just like the Rhino, but it's not the Rhino. It's an elephant. It's 5/7. Untap each creature you control with the +1/+1 counter on it during each other player's untap step.
Unplayable.
Yeah. There's not as much +1/+1 in here. There is some. That is one of the things I felt after I made changes that I might have taken too much out. Mostly due to taking out Outlast cards, because Outlast cards are so crappy.
They're so slow.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
I could basically put a representative number back in of Outlast, but the cards I replace them with, I feel are so much better. So anyway,
which isn't hard to do, because pretty much everything is better than a 0/4 that you have to spend 2 mana to make into a 1/5.
Right. You know what I almost did? I almost put in, I couldn't bring myself to do it, was an equal number of modular cards. Like just artifacts that are modular, but I felt it took away too much of the flavor of the cube.
Yeah, it really bears too close to Phyrexia anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you wanted to avoid Phyrexia at all costs.
That was my thought.
Common number 1 is Tomb of the Spirit Dragon. Taps for diamond, pay diamond and tap, gain 1 life for each colorless creature you control. I don't think that's the pick.
I don't think so.
Sunscape Battle Mage is the second uncommon.
Yeah, the Battle Mages... Oh, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, go ahead.
I'll say the Battle Mages I added, they are the only shards, specific shard cards in here.
They're so good. I mean,
I like them.
This is automatically my pick. Without even seeing the rest of the pack, I'm trying not to look.
I just skimming ahead. It's pretty close to, yeah.
I mean, it's no Stormrider rig, which is the third pick.
Yeah, it's a two cost artifact. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. When a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach Stormrider rig to it. I liked it because it cheats mana a little bit, so.
It's weird that it's an uncommon. It's not a really super great effect, and I can't really have seen it doing much to the draft format, but I'm not in R&D, so what do I know? Next is Abomination of Gudul, the first common.
Yep.
wedge. Actually, out of all the kind of crappy wedge cards, creatures, that's one of my favorite. Just because it's got the built-on loot effect.
Oh yeah, may draw a card. It's 3 in soul tie, flying. When you damage a player, you can loot.
Yeah, and it's a 3/4 flying, so that's not nothing either.
Well,
so.
That's true. Morph.
It morphs for 2 in soul tie. So you play it early, get it in there. Morph helps out a cube like this a whole bunch. Just because it lowers the bar for actually getting to play stuff.
Right.
Morph is the more useful version of colorless at this point. At some point, they probably just need to make Morph evergreen, I think.
It does wonders for draft, because the ability to play big creatures early as a generic 2/2.
Or just know
that's nice.
I'm going to play this 8 casting cost creature, and it's probably going to trade, or it's probably going to get removed, but it's just the right time to play a 2/2. It's awesome.
Yep.
Mardu Skull Hunter is next. That's the raid dude for colorless and a black. It's a 2/1. Enters tapped, and if you've attacked that turn, your opponent discards a card. Zombie Boa, one of the great cards from Apocalypse.
Yeah, the art's beautiful too.
It's gorgeous. 3/3 for 5, and then it changes the color of the. Oh no! It's got Death Touch.
Well, yeah.
Colors.
Yeah. Okay. Choose a color. It's one in black. Choose a color. Whenever Zombie Boa becomes blocked by a creature of that color this turn, destroy that creature. Here's the caveat: play this ability only anytime you could play a sorcery. So they're going to see it coming.
Card design was a lot different back then.
Right, but I like it. I mean, of all the weird designs and all the strange caveats they put on this, I don't think this one's that bad.
No, it's not really bad at all. Tusk Colossus it's got big, 6/5 for 4 and 2 green.
Yep.
Pouncing Kabu, which is a kicker card, which is pretty cool. I love kicker.
Me too.
Colorless and a red for a 1/1. If you kick it for 2 and a red, it comes into play as a 3/3 and has haste.
Right, and it comes with counters, so a lot of these kicker cards sort of took that place of the Outlast.
See this thing right here?
Yep.
Yep, there you go. That would untap each turn. And it has first strike. Yep. That's something. Molting Snake Skin, a card that Brennon became very fond of during Standard Pauper.
Because it's awesome.
He would fit this into pretty much any deck with black, which was pretty much every deck he ran. 1 black, enchant creature. Creature gets +2/+0 and has 2 black regenerates. Per regenerate, it's on the garbage heap. We'll never see it again.
Nope. It'll be gains indestructible until end of turn.
Yeah. Which isn't quite the same.
Nope.
Mardu hates Blade. He's got so much hate in his heart. It is white, 1/1. Black gains Death Touch. That should be regenerate. Zap. Zap, zap. Zap, zap. The ultimate cantrip. 2 and a red. Deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Draw that card.
And it's not even something crazy like at the beginning of the next turn.
No, this is when cantrips got good.
Yep.
Invasion block was. Jeskai Wind Scout, 2/1 flying prowess, 2 and a blue. And Cloud Chaser Eagle, which is not from either of these sets, but is a good fill-in card.
Right.
50 flying, 3 white, destroy target enchantment when it enters the battlefield.
Yep. I tried to find things. If I couldn't find it in either Cons block, Invasion block, or the core sets that were in between, kind of had to look outside the box a little bit. But I tried to keep it generic, so you won't see things too often that'll be named. Like Chandra's Outrage won't be in here, for example, because it has Chandra.
So what's your pick?
Oh, wow. I know you love the Sunscape Battle Mage.
as I stroke it as everybody watches.
He's lovingly caressing it. I probably go in this case Wind Scout.
Wind Scout's a good backup, and actually, if I picked the Battle Mage, I would hope it would will, but this pack isn't super strong.
Right.
My other choice out of this pack is actually the Cove.
Yep, that was that's my second pick.
Yeah,
Just
because
grab
then
some fixin'.
I could just grab and all of the game lands out of pack 1 I can get and this go wide a whole bunch of colors into pack 2 and 3. But
Right.
I love Battle Mage. I mean, you can do the card draw on it is amazing. So I have no problem paying 6 mana to draw 2 cards and have a 2/2. It's a little more than Muldrifter, but not so much. I dropped my phone. Sorry, everybody. So yeah, no, that's why I like it. I guess if you want to break anything else down, the Colossedon's not a horrible pick if you like green.
Yeah, green is the one that will have the most cards outside of either block, because Dev hates green for some reason, and it's hard to find exciting cards in that color.
It's hard to make, even when you're not restricting yourself to a few blocks. Yeah. It's hard to make green something that people want to draft. So it's really, really tricky. And then Abomination is a okay pick, simply because it's a 2/2 for 3.
Right, morph.
So not the strongest pack, but hey, what can you do, right?
Yep, that's the beauty of the packs.
Next one, let's do My Word Cube. And then we'll do our actual good cubes.
Okay.
So this is my weirdo cube. Here, give me one sec, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is my weirdo cube. When Brennon went, I'm designing a cube with invasion and cons overlapping. I was like, well, let me make a goofy cube. And then I decided I was going to make a Mercadian Mask Kamigawa cube. Mine is just a singleton cube. And basically it has every moderately playable card from either of those horrible, horrible sets. So when you look at this pack, you can see some of the stuff I'm packing. It's a 420, so because I couldn't go really large because these cards are just not good enough for that.
Right.
But and I did it as a normal cube pack. I didn't do it so there's only one rare or anything like that, like Brennan did, because his makes more sense to do that.
Yeah, I was mimicking mine after Cons of Tarkir draft.
And before he went through and he did that, like, I drafted it like 5 times, and you would get packs with multiple of the same common and stuff, which isn't all that great. So it's definitely an improvement. But I don't know if you would do that in the physical world. That would be, you'd have to like seed the packs with rares and stuff.
I'm insane though, so it is possible.
So it could happen. All right, so some of these cards, people that are young might never have heard of when we get to some of the mask cards. So first card, Mega Trader to Mortals. Oh, and there are no Planeswalkers, there are no Mythics. This is all pre all of that type of stuff. So Mega Trader of Mortals. X black 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 black. No, sorry, this is 3 black. Comes into play with X 1/1 counters on it. When it comes into play, target player loses life equal to the number of 1/1 counters. It's a human wizard. It's a legendary creature. All of the rare creatures from Kamigawa and all of the uncommon creatures too. Some of the uncommon creatures are legendary.
Right. It's very strange to have legendary as a pushed mechanic, so to speak.
But it was super pushed at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they just went nuts with it. Second card is Massacre. It's a sorcery for 2 black black. It's got an awesome drawing on it. I can't remember who that is.
Is that
right now.
Krovax?
I think it could be. And he's kind of smiling, and he looks like he's really hungry for a Big Mac. If an opponent controls plains, you control a swamp, you may pay Massacre without playing its mana cost. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. This is from Nemesis, and Nemesis had a color theme and a bunch of free spells that you could only trigger if your opponent was opposed to you on the color wheel.
Right.
So this is just a good example of that. It's a pretty decent card. I mean, a free infect style effect is pretty decent. Hakiri Twilight Guardian, a 4/4 flying for 3 white. So it's basically a Sarah Angel, and it's got upside whenever you cast a spirit or a arcane spell, which are 2 Kamigawa specific spell types. So arcane is, they're spirit creatures from other blocks. You may exile Hakiri if you do return it to the battlefield at your next end step. So it's got like an escape clause, so not horrible. Next up is Magistrate's Scepter. This is great. 3 artifacts, so 3 colorless. 4 untap. Put a charge counter on the scepter.
Yeah.
And tap. Remove 3 charge counters from the scepter. Take another turn after this one.
Oh, wow.
What? So for 12 mana, I'm sorry, 15 mana.
Right.
And praying a whole bunch that your opponent doesn't destroy it, you get an extra turn.
So, yeah. After roughly 3 turns of spending all that mana,
I mean, good God.
you are committing to that extra turn.
Next up is Angelic Favor, another free spell from Nemesis. 3 and a white for an instant. If you control planes and your opponent controls... Oh no, this one's easier. If you control planes, you may tap creature. You may tap an untapped creature you control instead of playing the 4. You can only play it during combat, and you put a 4/4 angel creature token on the play with flying, and you remove it from the game at the end of turn. So basically, you get a 4/4 blocker from it for free.
Ooh.
It's not horrible. I mean, you're not going to draft it.
I guess you could think of it as removal.
It's removal. I mean, and white doesn't particularly have strong removal, so... Next one is a very flavorful card, completely unplayable. It's an artifact for 3. It's called 9-Ringed Bow. It's not even an equipment. I don't understand why a bow staff is not an equipment.
Yeah, that's weird.
I just don't get it. Because the equipment
they had lots of equipment. They had Jite.
Yeah, the
crying
Jit
out loud
in the set, and it's like the best equipment of all time, arguably, but not really. So you tap 9-Ring Bow to deal 1 damage to target spirit, which thankfully there is quite a bit of spirits in here, so that's actually kind of relevant. And if it dies, it would remove from the game instead. So
right, and you could use it sort of as a trick to exile stuff, because if you know it's going to die this turn anyway, ping it and it dies.
I wouldn't draft it. I wouldn't draft it at all.
I would say that one's on the chopping block.
No, I mean, there's nothing I can... This is just a fun cube. There's nothing I can do to save it. These are literally all the playable cards, and I use that term with air quotes.
Playable.
Makokoro, Center of the Sea, is a legendary land. 2 tap, add diamond to your mana pool, and then 2 tap, each player draws a card. So
I like that.
I like it too. Simple design. Definitely something a control deck would want to play. Next up is the Unspeakable. I want to get one of these and have somebody put Trump's face on them. So 6/7 Flying Trample for 6 and 3 blue. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may return target arcane card from your graveyard to your hand.
That's not the worst.
No, I mean, it's a beater, and you might get a card back, maybe.
Yeah, but that's
So,
9 mana, yo.
Yeah, it's 9 mana.
Is there a card here that says put a spirit card from your hand onto the battlefield?
Not that I could find. There might be in other sets, but not in these ones. So, because I mean, they've never stopped with spirits after this.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the Innistrad blocks, they're full of spirit cards.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and much better spirit cards. This pack does not illustrate the power and diversity of Soul Shift, but that's for the better. So, next up is Invigorate. If you control a forest, you may pay it without paying its cost. You may have an opponent gain 3 life as well. And target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Oh yeah.
You put Infect in your cube?
No, I just put Invigorate in.
Aw.
I need one more green card.
Invigorate's still pretty awesome.
I mean, it's removable. It's the same reason you'd play Angelic Favor.
Right.
Next up is Rhystic Study. Arguably the only card from Mecanian Mass besides Rishidian Port that anybody cares about.
I have a copy.
It's a $10 common.
I love mine.
Yeah. No, I had one. I sold it to the store. I just was like, oh, it's a $10 common. Well, I don't need it. I'm not playing Commander. Screw that format. But 2 and a blue. Whenever your opponent casts a spell, you may draw a card unless that player pays 1. Doesn't sound like a lot, but you can get there.
Oh, especially in a multiplayer format. And they're going to get sick and tired of having to pay 1 for every single spell.
This cube could actually be better drafted for like 2-headed giant.
That's not the worst decision.
No, because I mean it's not like it's going to produce particularly strong decks unless somebody actually gets the JIT.
That's true. Yeah, you could, especially if you knew who your partner was, and you decide beforehand, one of you draft aggro, one draft support, you could probably get there.
You could. And then you'd always have to play noobs that don't know each other. So.
Well.
But that's easy.
Prey upon the weak.
Exactly. I cast Play upon your weak card. Next up is Flames of the Blood Hand. 2 red, and it is an instant. Deals 4 damage to target player. Can't be prevented. So it's basically Skull Crack for 1 extra mana, for 1 extra damage.
Right.
No idea what's going on for that art.
Oh, the Blood Hand were a race or a cult? I can't remember. So that's one of them.
Good for them. They're good people.
I like flames.
Next up is Ensnare. Ensnare is when they did the free spells in Nemesis for all the other colors, you just had to control a land. But at this point, R&D was very afraid of blue.
Oh yeah.
So they kind of put blue against the wall. So for the blue spells, you had to return lands. And the most famous ones out of this particular time frame are Gush and Daze.
Mm-hmm.
But there was Ensnare as well. Return 2 islands and then tap all creatures. And you can hard cast it for 3 and a blue. It's an instant. So that's a big setback, but I guess if you're swinging in for lethal, it's not that bad. Oh god, you can't do that.
I guess you could do it at their end step.
Yeah, there you go. Charge across Arabia. Wow, Arabia. Wow. For 4 and a white, it's an instant. It's an arcane. It's got sweep.
Sweep, no.
Yeah, sweep. You can return any number of planes you control to the owner's hand. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn for each plane returned that way.
Only until end of turn, not even counters.
I mean, it's an Alpha Strike card. Like, I'm going to kill you this turn. I'm going to return my 5 planes.
Yeah.
It's like rites of initiation for 3 times the mana.
Yeah, you had better make sure you kill them dead.
Yeah, or just scoop them up.
And you're halfway done scooping.
Yeah, you. Call to Glory. White and a colorless. Untap all creatures you control. Samurais you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
Very specific.
The silence is the exact response that anybody should have to this card. And then the last one is Cho Army Alchemist. Wow.
That is hard to read. I'm so glad they changed the font after that set.
I mean, look at this. How much brighter, how much cleaner. Yeah. The difference between the new, even this frame, which is like an old frame now, and this frame is just like amazing. It is the first Spell Shaper we've had in the pack, so...
Oh, yeah, Spell Shapers. Forgot they were in here.
Yeah, they're some of the better creatures, actually. This one is not one of the better Spell Shapers, but it's a 1/1 for 1 white, and you can pay colorless, white, discard a card from your hand. The next time a source of your choice will be dealt damage to you this turn, you prevent that damage and gain that much life. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It is really expensive.
Very.
Really expensive.
All right. Oh,
so
did you want to...
Back, what is your pick?
My pick is... Okay, it's either Rhystic Study or Mikokoro. So it's one of the other. I like Rhystic Study because it's so damn annoying to people, and that gives me some amount of glee. But you might more reliably get a card with Mikokoro. I don't know.
You're giving your opponent a card, though.
That's true. I'd probably just take Rhystic then.
Mine's Haikuri.
Haikuri?
And then go just really hard on Spirits.
Just go Spirit like there was no tomorrow.
I mean, when the cube itself is like 80% Spirits.
That's true.
Yeah.
How many do we have in this pack? We got at least one more in this pack.
Yeah, we got the Unspeakable. That's the only one in this pack, but it also triggers off of Arcane.
Oh, well, there you go.
You do have one Arcane as well, but I mean, almost all of the spells in there have Arcane attached.
Right.
But yeah, that's it for our Goofy packs. Before we go over to our Pauper Cubes, which are more serious, I think, the ones we spend a lot more time cultivating.
Yeah.
Let's get caught up a little, I guess. You can go first, Mr. Brennan.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. What has happened? As far as the cube goes, I have gotten a few, I guess, border extensions done by Revelins. Light. They have an eBay store, but they're really good. That's the bling I've done. As far as other Magic stuff, I know we talked. I think we did the pre-release between. Did we do the pre-release before or after last show?
It was the weekend. Like it was 3 days after because I was complaining about having to stay up all night.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I was smart enough to sell a few cards to fund my dalliances. I was not smart enough to buy Torrential Gear Hulk, even though I knew I should have.
Still $3.
Right now, yeah, I was going to buy it and it was $7, and I thought that was too much, but now it's like $30.
Yeah.
So I'm an idiot, but I got all my Ether Hubs at $1 each, so that's pretty good.
Like they're sitting at right now.
What's that?
They're 4 right now.
Yeah. Hey, I bought 4 for the price of 1.
Didn't you get a foil set of commons too?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I got a full foil set for $25. All the commons in the Kaladesh set. I got. Just waiting to do some updating in the cube.
Just Aether Hub and Karthik Reunion alone pretty much just paid for that.
Oh, but I did have an Aether Hub foil, which I sold.
Okay.
Um, but that's uncommon.
It's a $10. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. It's a $10 uncommon. I forgot. It's
Yep.
an uncommon.
Yeah, I sold it. Matter of fact, I sold it for $15.
It's awesome. It looks really good. All of the foils from Kaladesh look amazing.
Yeah, they did a good job. I hope they're. I'm looking at a stack of 100 and some odd foils, and none of them are curled, so that's a plus.
I haven't had any problem with the quality. I do have like a misprinted one, and then somebody at the shop showed me a draft pack that they had pulled where it was cut so badly that you could read most of the next card.
Whoa, really?
And then we've also ran into some of the print runs where some of the cards are upside down in the pack.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm around cards constantly, so I get to see all these little weird little printing errors.
I love the printing errors where they print the like all you see is the name and it's you see no text or anything.
Yeah.
But according to rules, it's the named card regardless of the picture.
Oh wow, that would be horrible.
Yeah, because I saw a guy, and this is amazing. In his commander set, all his islands were all miscuts, so they all looked like part plains mountains, but they said island at the bottom.
That's really cool.
Yeah, isn't it?
I mean, how did he find enough to do a deck out of that?
Spent like $50 billion.
Yeah, because misprint cards are crazy. So.
Oh yeah, ones that are miscut that bad, dude. Each one of those islands is like $20.
What I'd like to do for my basic lands, I like to get the Japanese Ravnica block exclusives. Have you ever seen those?
Ravnica block exclusive Japanese?
Yeah. Here, I'll go over to TCG Player a little bit. Somebody at the shop showed them to me, and I hadn't ever seen them before.
I have a bunch of Japanese Ravnica lands.
Well, these are like exclusive. They're not the normal. Here, give me a second. I found it.
Okay.
It's always tricky to find stuff on TCG Player.
Azorius Senate? What is this?
It's the exclusive. God dang it. Well, yeah, there it is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's one for every guild, so there's 10 versions.
What?
Well, they were only released in Japan, and they have the symbol, the watermark basically, and the name of the guild. And they look...
Oh my god, I want all of these.
They're so beautiful. They're so good looking. But they are also $20 a piece. All.
Why did you show me these?
Because I'm an evil bastard. I mean, look at this. Look at this. And yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Oh, so there's one for each color of the guild?
Yeah. And so that means
Oh my
that there's
God.
2 for each guild that are marked.
OMG.
And the name.
That is
Not
nuts.
Japanese either.
Wow.
So hot. But that's what I would do. Right now I just have full arts, which everybody has.
Yeah, I started getting all gold border for my cube. But like people complain like, "Oh, where are the full arts? These are cooler, these are gold border." Well, I mean, it's pictures we've seen before. You've seen the full arts before. Anyway, I personally like gold border, but I got complaints. Because, I'm providing my cube for free and we're drafting for fun.
But they still
so
full art,
complaining.
right?
What just
And they don't want Zendikar full arts, Brennan. They want unglued full arts.
No, that's not happening.
And,
I bought all Return to Zendikar full arts,
right.
and that's what I have, and that's what they get. They can shut up.
I traded a whole bunch of Pauper playables in for my full art lands from the shop. And
Weird.
yeah, no, I traded a Boros Kitty deck last week for a foil Return to Ravnica Steam Vents. What else have I traded? I traded $10 worth of okay stuff for Fallout 4 from the shop. So working in a comic book shop sometimes has its good side, but it is just another retail job at the end of the day. I'm only saying that because this is my second week where I'm working 6 days.
6 days. That sucks.
And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is all standard.
Is it game day?
Yeah, Friday night's Friday Night Magic. Saturday is game day. And then Sunday is Sunday afternoon Magic. Standard. All standard. All the time.
So prepare for Looter Scooter and Pummeler.
Oh my god, so much Looter Scooter. I don't know what it's like down there in the great state of Texas, but that card has taken over the format.
Oh yeah, Looter Scooter and Pummeler.
Oh my god.
I don't think they made other cards in the set. I'm not sure.
No, they didn't. You might see them if you go to draft. But
it's just the all Looter Scooter Pummeler deck.
We started a Sold League at the shop. I got 12 people on that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're doing the real league, not the one that Wizards announced with the 3 packs, 4 weeks thing. Ridiculous. That's for children.
Boy, would that get old.
Huh? No, it doesn't last long enough to get old.
Oh, I thought you said you had to play those 3 packs for 4 weeks.
You do. The Wizards announced a version of the Sealed League for paper where you get 3 packs to build your deck and you play for 4 weeks.
Seems boring.
It seems tiny. It's got to be for new players. That's all I can figure out. They're trying to get people into limited somehow.
Well,
and
do Pack Wars.
Pack Wars is so much more fun. So, and you keep your opponent's pack. The next week you meet the person with 2 packs. And then the third week you meet the person with 3 packs. And the fourth week, it's almost constructed probably. That's a lot more fun. But, I don't know. Wizards. My cube is... I'll be 50 cards away from being fully blinged out after I get my next batch of shipments in.
That's impressive.
Things are getting expensive.
Yeah.
As I get towards the end.
What are you gonna do? What do you do about Chain Lightning?
I already got Chain Lightning.
Oh, you do? Oh, never mind.
Yeah. No, because it's only $9 for the Fire and Ice version.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, so that's what I got. I got the Fire and Ice version.
What about Days?
No, I cut Days. No, Days isn't in here.
It isn't? Okay. I thought it was.
No. I would look for an Eternal Masters one, but I'd probably end up with a foreign language one.
That's probably the best way to go.
Yeah, I resorted to some foreign language stuff. French, German, Italian.
That's why I didn't get, I think I mentioned this before, that's why I didn't get the foil Gurmag Angler, because it costs like $30.
Yeah, $600 million or whatever.
Yeah, so I got the Russian one.
This is what I have left. But this isn't including the 15 cards I haven't got in the mill yet. I don't update until...
No, never do that. Never pre-update. You do not update till you have them in hand. I learned that the very hardest of ways.
But after I get all the cards in, I'll have no white cards left.
I didn't even know Battle Screech. He told me he's getting a Battle Screech foil. I didn't even know there was.
Oh, I'm not getting the foil Battle Screech.
Oh, okay. What is it you're getting?
The Japanese Battle Screech.
Japanese. Okay, I thought you said foil. And I was like, I didn't even know that existed.
It's like $19 or $20. The only card I could see spending that much money on is the Friday Night Magic Capsize, just because it's one of my favorite Magic cards of all time.
Yeah.
But the rest of like the higher dollar stuff, I'm definitely just gonna go foreign or full art or whatever I can find. Like Terminate, I'm gonna get the like $9 full art Terminate. Yeah, that's just my plan. So
that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, Armadillo Cloak has a Friday Night Magic promo, so I'm gonna get that. I haven't pulled the trigger on Coiling Oracle yet because the return to the Ravnica ones, or the whatever this is, Dissension ones, are they're like $6, but I like to get all the original printings because they have the really cool watermark on them.
Oh, is that the one where it has the guild watermark on it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
all
that's cool.
Ravnica block ones and Return to Ravnica block ones, they all have the watermarks. And that's so cool looking.
Yeah, that is nice. What about Maze of Ith? Are you going for the Realms one?
I will, and then I'll probably do the same thing for Strip Mine. I don't know. I have an Antiquity Strip Mine. I'll probably just leave that as classic.
Antiquity Strip Mine. Yeah, classic's pretty good because those are more rare than any of the new ones.
It's good looking. I
did that gold bordered.
The Strip Mine?
Yeah.
I would probably do that had I had the opportunity. We don't see very much gold bordered, and I got like 4 cards in, and I would classify them as extremely damaged.
Ugh.
They're almost always in horrible shape because people didn't take care of them at all. Because they're not playable, so why take care of them, right?
I take care of all my cards, people.
Yeah, that's the way to live life. Fellwar Stone is another one because of Commander. I'm never going to get it in foil, so I got an Italian Legends one, or Italian Dark one.
That's hot, though.
Yeah,
I
because
like that.
It's like $45 because of stupid Commander. I can't stand Commander. I'm done with it. So here we go. This is my cube.
Oh, let's look at these pack. What's this pack? What's it? What do we got here?
Commons.
Yes.
I love them.
Beautiful
Okay, so
commons.
first one, Bone Splitter. 1 casting cost. Enchanted creature gets +2/+0. Equip 1. Sarkhan's Rage. It's Dragon Hands. So 4 in a red, 5 damage to target creature or player. If you control no dragons, deals 2 to you. It's an instant. That's why it's in here over like Lightning Axe, because it is an instant. I don't think I run a single dragon. I'm pretty sure.
You've only got a couple to choose from, and they suck.
Yeah. Follow the Hammer. High quality removal for red.
Yeah, that's good.
Colorless in a red. Target creature you control is still damage equal to its power to another creature, so it's got bite, not fight. Ninja of the Deep Hours. I'm probably going to get a Japanese one of these. It just seems appropriate.
Oh yeah, the foil one's also ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's why I'm probably going to go foreign language. I don't know. This looks like a card that would be really cool altered.
My only fear with altering these is getting like I would have to get the stipulation of not overriding that text, because anyone new to Pauper is going to be confused as hell. Wait, ninjutsu? I do what?
One of the people that I was following on Twitter, Jacqueline, I can't remember her last name now. She's kind of went radio silent recently, but she would do like floating borders. So she'd take the border out and extend, but she would leave the text box exactly.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So I would love to pay her to do a few things, because I want to get, now that I think about it, I want to get Ninja of the Deep Hours altered. And then I have like a couple more cards. Oh, Predatory Night Stalker is one. Because there's no fancy version of it. It's only been ever printed in paper in Portal 2. So annoying. Next up is Wild Nicodle. 1/1 for a green. If you control a mountain, it gets +1/+1. If you control a plains, it gets +1/+1. It's one of the few Naya cards, I guess, in there. Titan Strength, red, +3/+1 instant, scry 1. Peregrine Drake, 2/3 flying for 4 and a blue. Untap up to 5 lands when it enters the battlefield. Nessian Asp, Big Snake, 4/5 reach for 4 and a green. 6 and a green, Monstrous 4. Jungle Hollow, it's the game land for black green. Capsize, the All-Star. I mean, that's already the first pick here. I think.
Right. As soon as I saw it, I was like, Capsize.
That or Bone Splitter. That's not close, though. I think it's always Capsize.
Capsize is a win con.
Yeah, Capsize is you don't really have to worry about much else. You have Capsize. You have Cap. Mog Flunkies, 3/3, can attack or block alone for a red and a colorless. Golgari Geldgates, it's the black-green tap. Porcelain Legionnaire, one of the few Phyrexian mana cards in here. I think I only run the 5 creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 3/1 first strike, 2 and a Phyrexian mana. Actually, that's one of the ones coming. Actually, all the white cards that aren't foiled out, which is only that in this pack, are coming in the mail. I love that. That's a really high pick, I think. Dauntless Cathar, 2/3 for 2 and a white, and you can exile it for a white and a colorless to put a creature into play, a spirit, 1/1 flying spirit into play, and Blossoming Sands, the white-green game land. So yeah, Capsize is the clear pick.
Yeah, they're all good cards, but Capsize is like like I said, it's almost like a win con.
Ninja's good. Drake's good. Bone Splitter's good. I would draft the Capsize and hope that the Dauntless comes back.
Yeah, the odds of Ninja, Bone Splitter, or
Drake
coming back are very low.
or probably even Nicodle. I don't think Nicodle comes back because you have to draft it super early to get it to work right. But you're probably going to get the Capsize and the Mog Flunkies. Or the Nessian.
Nessian.
Yeah, you're going to get the Nessian back. But, no, I'm really pleased with how my build is coming. We didn't get to see really any of the Kaladesh updates that I did.
Yeah, go down and just pick Kaladesh. Just look at those. I haven't done any Kaladesh updates to mine yet. KLD.
KLD, okay. And they're all foiled because...
Oh, yeah, they are.
I just got them foiled. This is my Kaladesh update.
Fabricate and self-serving energy cards are far and above better than anything else that came out.
I didn't do anything that relies on I'm happy when that's a 3/4.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That all the self-serving ones are great.
Yeah, and that's just another Horse Guy Fisher effect. I like both of the Fabricate cards.
Yep.
Select Inspection has really impressed me. And Malfunction just replaced Send to Sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Because it taps an artifact.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I like that. Fortuitous Find replaced one of the random black Raise Dead effects because it can get an artifact back.
Oh yeah, why not?
Pyro Helix replaced the Goblin with Kicker that gives all your goblins +1, or all your creatures +1/+0.
Oh, you got rid of Bushwhacker?
Yeah, because the cube's not really about going super wide. None of the.
Oh, okay.
And it just seems kind of bad. Pima Outrider. A lot of wins in Kaladesh Limited are built around having this guy, multiple of this guys on the field. Has been so impressive.
Yeah.
So,
remember our conversation about Pima Outrider?
No, and I poo-pooed all over it. I just took a big running.
Did.
And it is so much better than I thought it could ever be. It's the Trample.
Yep, Trample. That's what I was saying. I was like,
It's so is so strong. All of these guys are amazing.
I'm actually adding them in and taking out all my affinity ones that I added.
I took out all of the rinky dinky little like Yocation Soldier and all of that type of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because these are just so much better.
Right. I think, well, I had put the affinity creatures in as like my own personal update a while back. And so to me they are ready made to be replaced with these because I think these are just cooler.
Oh, they're so good. Like this, I have seen this stop mythics.
Wow.
People are just like, I don't want to attack into the Cobra. And I'm like, you attack into it, you get the stupid thing off the board.
Right. Sometimes your creature is removal.
And
I don't know why that's so hard for people.
The Prophetic Prism, I've got this in foil.
Oh, yes.
Oh, so pretty.
Yeah, it's a beautiful foil. So are these things. These
and then my two.
Oh yeah.
Those are the only vehicles I will probably add.
I don't think you should add the other ones. These are good.
And the Sky Skiff, like we don't really even run a wing drake. We have Warden Nebulous Isle instead, and Sky Skiff is just a worse wing drake. But I've been really happy with all of the updates so far. Like they're
strong.
Yep. And hopefully Aether Revolt will bring more Thopters.
Yeah, servos are cool. The Thopters are cooler.
Thopters way cooler. Other than that, the only other big update that I've done is I included in green. First off, I went back to all one-drop mana dorks.
Okay.
Elvish Mystic, Thunderlord Else, and Llanowar Else.
Yeah, I went back and I was reading. Who's the guy that used to do Cube on Star City?
I have no idea that Star City had a Cube guy.
He hasn't written in a while, but I mean, I follow him on Twitter. But I went back and started reading some of his Color Pie articles, and he strongly suggests leaving in the green mana dorks to give green something that everything else can't do.
Right, and in my cube where I'm not running the signets, this defines green a lot better than the 2-drop mana guys. Like I took out Wall of Roots, Wall of Roots. I just took it out because I was like, these are more effective, and the green has to be effective, or nobody's ever going to draft the stupid color.
That's true.
Other things, I added Deadly Recluse.
That might make me take the signets out of mine, actually. Because
it just makes it so easy for the other colors to do what green wants to do.
Right, that's true.
And my other big ads were Giant Dust Wasp.
Oh gosh.
And Berkwick and Baloth. Green needs hooks, it needs things. So
big ass suspend stuff.
Yep. I've also removed almost all auras at this point.
Oh. Okay.
The removal is just too strong.
And when there's not removal, there's bounce.
Yeah. And I hate getting 2 for 1. It feels bad. It makes people feel bad, and so that's why I made those cuts. But let's draft your cube, because your cube you haven't updated yet, so you're going to be all fancy. Let's do a Sylve. No. Maybe for another show.
All right.
Okay. Here, you read your cube.
Okay, my cube starts off with a Scoured Barrens, the Orzhov Gainland. Next is Plover Knights, flying first strike 3/3 for 5 mana. Attended Knight, which might be my favorite white common of all time. It's a 2/2 first strike. When it enters, you get a 1/1 white soldier. I just think it's a great card. Safe Hold Elite. 1 hybrid Selesnya for a 2/2 elf with Persist. You start off with a bear, and it only gets worse from there.
That card is ridiculously expensive in foil.
Yeah, because it's in so many combos.
Not only that, but it's from one of the lowest selling blocks of all time.
Shadowmoor?
Yeah. So there's like a fraction of foils compared to other sets.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Alright, next is Sentinel Spider. 3 green for a 4/4 Reach Vigilant Spider. Kozilek's Channeler. 5 mana 4/4 that tapped to add 2 diamond. Fire Slinger. So 2 mana 1/1, but tap to do 1 damage to target creature or player. Very handy.
Oh, and it does 1 damage to yourself.
Oh, and 1 damage to you, yeah. So it's symmetrical damage, but still, it's good. Sky Knight Legionnaire, one of my absolute favorite cards from when I was playing Standard Pauper when Return to Ravnica came out. It's 1 red-white for a 2/2 flying haste. Insolent Neonate, a 1 mana 1/1 vampire with menace, and discard a card, sacrifice Insolent Neonate, draw a card. I got this in foil, and I paid too much for it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do about it.
I think I paid $6.
It's not cheap in any of the foreign languages either.
Ugh.
So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do about it. It's probably just going to get cut for something else.
Oh, it's so good.
I know it's good, but it's so expensive.
It is. I hesitated pulling the trigger on it. I was like, oh, it's $3. It might go down. It did not go down.
No. It's never going to go down. Never.
Nope.
It even sees playing Legacy Dredge.
Oh,
I mean,
jeez.
yeah.
I guess because you could, oh my god, you could Mana Monkey this out, discard a dredge, sacrifice it, draw, start dredging like right then.
Yeah, you're
done.
You discard a card, you discard a Grave Troll, sacrifice it, dredge your Grave Troll. Suddenly you have like 11 dredgers in your graveyard or whatever. It's crazy. Crazy good, so.
Yep. Damn. Alright. Next card's Felwar Stone. 2 mana, we talked about earlier. Tap to add 1 mana of your mana pool. Can only be the type of a land opponent controls. Next is Looming Spires. Enters the battlefield tapped, but when it enters the battlefield, the creature gets +1/+1 and first strike. Also, it can add red to your mana pool. Vampire Interloper. A 2/1 flyer for 1 and a black. Cannot block. Sheer Drop is the next one. 2 and a white. Sorcery. Destroy target tapped creature. Also has Awaken 3 for 5 and a white. Awaken 3, make a land into a creature. And then Yield Counterspell. That's right, it's 7th edition white bordered counterspell. What you can do about it? Admire it is what you're going to do with it.
I'm going to beg you to get a foil version.
No, it's actually gold bordered.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. The 7th edition art foiled out is my favorite counterspell art of all time.
I think there is an alternate foil version of it out there somewhere that's like $1,000 or something stupid.
I've never seen that. I would not be able to afford that
because it's a test print foil, and I think it exists. I could have dreamed of that.
This is the only foil is the only way to get this particular art black bordered.
Yep.
They've never done it any other time because they pretty much have stopped printing counterspell.
Jerks.
Assholes. But
they could have done it in Eternal Masters too.
Instead of doing the new art, which is what I have in my cube, they could have done this art. It's so awesome.
No, it's got to be Jace, man. It's all Jace all the time.
Whatever.
All right, last one's Narcolepsy. 1 in a blue aura, enchant creature. At the beginning of each upkeep, if the enchanted creature is untapped, tap it.
God, this is a tough pack.
Yeah, it ain't easy.
This is why I love Pauper Cube, because the power level is deceptive, and the choices are always so hard.
Right. I know what I'm picking.
I'm picking. God dang it. I'm picking Pobler Knights.
Oh yeah, flying first strike 3/3 for 5. That's not bad.
Yeah,
I'm picking.
I almost always try to force Esper.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I'm picking sheer drop.
Teardrop.
Yep, it's the awaken for me that sells it.
I mean, it is quality removal. You're gonna have people tapping everything across.
Yep, that's the way it's gonna work. My second pick was probably Narcolepsy.
My second pick is Sentinel Spider.
Mm-hmm. That's very strong, especially in this format. Super strong.
Felwar Stone is probably the third pick,
Yep, that was my third.
and
And
then
for me,
Scour.
then I was gonna pick Attended Night after that.
Attendant Knight's awesome. Anything that produces tokens, I think, is just amazing.
Yep, especially look how they will never put that at common again, because you get 3 power, 3 toughness for 3 mana.
I mean, we're done seeing stuff like this because of no core sets.
Right? Isn't that crazy though? It's only M13, man.
Yeah, I know. And at first strike on the main
First
body.
strike, yes, on the main body.
Like, New World Order has made things typically really, really bad compared to this. Even though we have 2 examples of it,
Right.
This is obviously incredibly pushed.
Yeah, it has everything that set wanted to do.
Yeah, everything. And this is pretty good. Even, I mean, 5 casting costs 4/4, and it adds mana.
2 mana, yeah.
2 mana. Vampire Interloper is probably the weakest card in the pack.
Yeah, because Slinger would take care of it.
Yeah, and Safehold and Looming Spires would probably be my last picks.
Yep.
So I like doing some of the Kraka packs.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Attended Night, I would like to get it altered to have Brienne of Tarth and Podrick Payne on there.
God, that would be so amazing.
Wouldn't it?
You're gonna have to get a really good artist because Podrick is incredibly boring.
I already know the art. I believe, what's her name? Magelli. What is her? Let's see. Hold on.
Look that up.
Villarreal Magelli. Gosh, I'm so bad with names.
If anybody listened, submitted their cubes to the You Make the Cube contest, let us know because I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't either. It kind of inspired me to make my own, but I didn't do it.
I didn't because I didn't want to sully the Pauper Cube by adding 100 cards to it.
Oh, what was the size restriction?
It had to be a 540. So I would have to have added 120 cards.
You'd have to add a bunch of poo-poo.
Yeah, and it feels like the way that Adam Staberski runs it is super condensed, and I think it suits Pauper that way.
Mm-hmm.
So all killer, no filler.
Right.
And you would have to add so much filler to it, and redundant cards and bad creatures. Like, could you imagine how watered down green would get?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
If you had to add like another 20 cards to it.
Right. Oh, it's Magali Villanueva. She's the artist who did the new Chandra Planeswalker. But she's done a bunch. She's done a bunch of stuff for Game of Thrones card game,
which is a really pretty card game, incredibly complicated.
Oh, really? I have no clue about it.
People have been coming in to play it because it's a living card game. So you just buy all the sets and then you have all the cards you need.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not a trading card game. Apparently, you have to buy like 3 of the first set and like 2 of the second. But as soon as you're done spending money on it, you get to play it forever, kind of like Cube.
Dun, dun, dun.
But people seem to like it. It just has lots of counters and lots of dice rolls and stuff. And I'm too old for spending that much time playing it. So,
Living card game. I guess there's the thing.
what did I cut? I cut Bonded Construct, Rune Servitor, Cathiodon, Yotation Soldier, Clay Statue to make room for the 5 color identity artifacts. I didn't play the affinity artifacts. The only one I'd probably play is Spire Golem, and I don't think blue needs extra help.
Yeah.
Blue is strong. What are you looking up? Brennan's looking something up.
Yeah, I was looking up that. Sorry. Yeah, there's Brienne. I know. I just could have sworn there was a card with Brienne and Podrick. I can't find it right now. Oh well, sorry. Oh, speaking of tokens, I'm adding. I'm gonna make mine all classic art tokens from that guy who's doing the Kickstarter for classic art tokens. Original Magic, Josh Kraus. He's doing a Kickstarter, and you can get full set or individual or whatever. So my Pauper Cube is going to be consistent tokens. So they'll be 100% classic art tokens.
They'll be 100% classic art token.
Tokens. Exactly.
Tokens. No, I mean, yeah, I love Cube. It's been nice to talk about Cube. We'll try to do another episode much sooner than the last one. We didn't. I don't think we intended to do monthly until holidays and stuff like that. But and we had actually pretty decent response, so I'm pretty happy about that.
I'm glad you guys let us know. That really helps us, keeps us motivated.
Oh yeah, considering this is a format that's alive and well, and it's fringe, but people love it. I don't think anybody... I've run into maybe 2 people, including Dan, who have drafted a cube and not enjoyed drafting the cube, or the format, or the design space, or just anything about it, really. What do I have that makes a germ token? Player Husk, okay. And we've had a couple of people volunteer to be guests, so I'll probably try to line that up for the 3rd and 4th show, 3rd and 5th show, something like that. They have their own unique take on Cube, so that'll be fun. So that's just kind of where we're going to go from there. I knew the Crack-A-Packs would take a pretty decent amount of time, but I really wanted to do that. So that's pretty much where we're going to wrap up.
Sounds good.
Yeah, because Brennan's going to want to drink some more and then go to bed and then wake up and drink some more. So
that's my secret tech.
I mean, that's the best way to live life.
Right.
But that's it. I want to thank everybody for listening. If you like our stuff, you can give us that thing where you put the thumbs up thing. I don't know.
Give us some likes.
Whatever you want to do. Comment.
Some subscribes.
You can tell us on Twitter that you love us and you want to have our babies.
That's weird, but go for it. Whatever. And just want to throw this out there. If you guys want to send cube links for future Crack-A-Packs, you can definitely do that. If you're following either of us on Twitter, that's a really good way to reach us. Oh yeah, send us. We'll do that. We can make Crack-A-Pack a regular thing. Pack one, pick one, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I would love to do a Crack-A-Pack every show. We probably won't do 4 Crack-A-Packs,
Right.
but we've been busy beavers designing oddball cubes. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody for listening to the second episode of Cubealicious. I'm Sam, and I literally love everybody on the face of the planet.
And I'm Brennan. I love slightly fewer people.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.